Hello there. Now that the Premier League season has packed up for the summer, I thought I'd make an outlandish statement for one of my first videos, and it's this. Antonio Valencia is a ruddy good right back. I know, it's really controversial. I'm really sticking my neck out on the line on this one. In fact, I think there's an argument to be made that he was the best right back in England last season, and that's pretty surprising for someone who's played their entire career as a winger. Or is it? Since his move from Wigan Athletic back in 2009, which kind of came out of left field itself, he's been an ever-present within the Manchester United first team. There have been some excellent seasons, there have been some not-so-great seasons, but what was clear is he needed to adapt if he wanted to survive within the current squad. A move to right back under then manager Louis van Gaal, who was disappointed by the form of summer signing Matteo Darmian, and the Ecuadorian has not looked back ever since. He produced his best season under Jose Mourinho in 2016-17, walking away with the Players' Player of the Year at the club's end-of-season bash. And if we're being totally honest, he was probably head and shoulders above most in that category this season. So why is that transition from being a winger into a defender being made to look so effortless by Valencia when so many others have struggled trying to do the same? Well, let's start off by looking at his physical toolset. First of all, he's quick. And no, I don't mean he's got a 95 rating on FIFA and his top end speed isn't going to match the best around Europe. But his 0 to 60 acceleration pace, especially from a standing start, is one of the most impressive you'll see in probably the world. His tree trunk thighs just allow him to explode, and that's what he used to do in attacking areas as well. But now, as a defender, it accesses him the recovery speed if he needs it, but also allows him to match attacking wingers who have pace, who go for him one-on-one. What also helps Valencia when he's defending is his frame. He's built like a miniature tank. The dude's like thick. That physicality means he tends to overpower wingers in these battles, especially if he gets in front of them and puts his body in the way of the ball, or if he needs to go one-on-one and shoulder to shoulder. He's got that strength, and even if a big, strong attacker comes from the central areas, for example, he's not afraid of those challenges, and it's such a rare thing to see in a fullback. Both of those two combined add a good platform for a good right back, but when you mix in the experience under Louis van Gaal that was allowed, and the trust put in him under Jose Mourinho, then you start to see why he's had such an excellent season. Let's just pinpoint a moment where he ties this all together, and it's not just him using his physical gifts anymore, but also adding his football brain. And in all honesty, this is a moment that surprised me, because this won't be even a situation that defenders would defend like this. This is how he defended in this situation for his gifts, and how it was, in a way, kind of perfect. And to avoid copyright laws and annoying the Premier League, here's our super under-budget tactics board. So here we are, and yes, I said it was pretty low budget, but this is an example of that Middlesbrough counter-attack versus Manchester United at Old Trafford, with Antonio Valencia as the number one in red, and Adama Traore is the player on the ball. Now, defenders in this scenario usually have one of two options. Number one is to stay back and allow the attack to play out, using the byline as an extra defender and not allowing players in the space behind him, closing the man on the ball when it's absolutely necessary. Option number two is to close the ball and restrict number one's options. The issues with this one is if number one realises this scenario early enough, he can play the ball around the defender and create an easy goal-scoring opportunity. This is a third option that Valencia chose in this scenario. Now keep in mind that the Ecuadorian's body position is facing number 3 with his back to number 2. Now this is clever in a number of different ways. It restricts number 1's option to pass to number 2 because Valencia is in such close proximity, but it also puts the doubt in playing the ball to number 3 as Valencia has the closing speed to stop him if he passes too early. That little seed of doubt forced Traore to run into the space shown by the arrow. That was easily covered by Valencia and forced the Middlesbrough attacker into a long-range shot that went wide of the goal. Some may point to Traore's inexperience in this counter-attack, and that's a fair argument. But Valencia has forced him to make an early decision he doesn't want to make.
both with his place on the field and with his body position. This is a perfect example of how he's adapting those physical gifts he has into a defensive mindset.
Tipping a little bit of that attacking mixture he's still got as well. He's a good crosser of the ball. He's willing to get to the byline when needed and beating his man. He stays out wide, which allows the narrow attackers like Mata and Mkhitaryan, when they're on that right-hand side, to play narrower if they need to as well. And you've got a really interesting mix for a right-back that adds to every single facet of your game. 1 goal and 3 assists aren't exactly statistics that leap off the page at you, but 2.4 tackles, only beaten by Paul Pogba and Ander Herrera, and more dribbles than anyone not named Anthony Martial or again Pogba, shows exactly what he does on both sides of the ball and how much of an influence he really is on this Manchester United team. Oh, if you could only clone him and make him left-footed and English, that'd be great. As for the argument of the Premier League's best right-back, you mix in Kyle Walker, Nathaniel Klein, Victor Moses, Seamus Coleman, Hector Bellerin as well. They're all great attackers as well. I think they're all fantastic players in their own right in different ways, and they've all had interesting seasons. But whereas any as good as Valencia, especially in a defensive sense, doing the nitty-gritty, I don't think so. Regardless, at 31, to reinvent yourself in such a way and have success is rare, impressive, and commendable. He has totally earned that 2-year deal. No question of a word. And honestly, it's one of the most impressive transformations we've seen from a footballer in years. That's all on one of my favourite players from the past season. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one. Tell us about Valencia in the comments as well. Who's your favourite Premier League right back? How wrong was I? Pretty wrong? Very wrong? Man United finished 6th. Can their right back be the best in the league? Anyway, thank you for watching. Chat again soon.